Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children inside this building. Potentially the largest fraud scandal in US history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia like the Al-Shabaab, and others enriched themselves all at the US taxpayers' expense. And in this video we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen. And to make this happen, I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation for years now, as he has seen the fraud firsthand. His name is David. Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Unbiased Truth with your host Branson, and I'm here to talk about, as we've all heard of, Nick Shirley and the ongoing Somalian fraud case that's occurring within the state of Minnesota. And so, this has been the news within the last couple days. Governor Tim Walz has gone heavy fire for it, for how he's allowed this to happen under his watch. Ilhan Omar as well, because it's her home state, and the Somalian community in general. And there's been so much conversations on both sides about it, how is this guy this guy is just a mere influencer, as the left has been calling him, who's not a proper journalist. He's just showing up to doors unwelcomed, and he's demanding to see kids and stuff, which isn't truth at all, because he was first saying he was trying to enroll his kid into it, and they didn't want to come outside and meet him, which is very weird. And then they were saying, well, you have to call them or make an appointment. You can't just show up. You can't just be like, oh, can you give me a card? They didn't want to do that at all or anything. And so there was other things going on, and there was also several buildings that were permanently closed or were boarded up and stuff like that. So what does that also show? It shows that it's all just a fraud, and that the American public in general has been duped into helping people that they welcomed here with open arms, and that they've been abused. The whole system has been abused, and that the government itself has been unable or unwilling to check that, and to check the abuse and stop that in its path. And so we're seeing what's unfolding between our eyes, and how the Trump administration has been responding to this. They've started to respond to it, luckily, but we're going to see if this delves into a deeper fraud investigation from the federal government, which I hope. I seriously do hope that. And now that they sent a couple ICE agents to those daycare facilities, so we're gonna find out whether this really takes off and what happens. But we'll continue watching this for a second.
How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more, and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office is here in Minneapolis, I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud, and I would see these childcare centers. I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day, and all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I said, well, that's great. They're out there transportation, contributing, but they never had a passenger, never, ever once. And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy, whatever it might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back that there are 1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali-owned. Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checked to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they did was write the check.
So
This also relates to how the government, the state government in Minnesota, has been cross-checking or like checking up on these daycares at all. They haven't been sending their yearly investigations, checkups, and checking the tax records and everything. They're just accepting it. So if you really start thinking about it, you really have to rule out that this is just due to negligence, because obviously that cannot be the case. If it's been going on for so long, with billions being accumulated by the fraudsters, and they haven't been doing their investigations, they haven't cared that the buildings have been permanently closed, several of them. The windows have been blocked off and stuff like that. There's been no kids or anything. There's been no outdoor child-centric, I was gonna say PlayStations, play areas or anything of that sort of nature, which you really gotta assume is like, okay, then what's really going on? What's really happening? And for people to not assume that there's no fraud happening, everyone knows the government wastes a shit ton of money, to be honest. This is like the 8th year. On an unrelated note, this is the 8th year in a row the Pentagon hasn't been able to pass audit. And we already know that there was trillions during the time of 9/11 that got lost or disappeared and stuff like that. They've been trying to scrub that off the internet as well. But all this stuff is going on, all the time. The government just leaks money. It just hemorrhages it constantly on a daily basis, pretty much. Really, makes you question why we have to pay taxes if the government isn't even wise with their money, right? But anyways, so fraud is definitely part of the system, and we've already known that. And Trump's been doing that, like many things. He brings awareness to an issue, which gets further extrapolated and investigated by other agencies or other people, such as this man, Nick Shirley, which I applaud for him. He's been doing a great job in investigative journalism, despite what the haters will say. And so we've just seen what's happening right now when Trump brings issue to it, and the left is just going to bash it and be like, oh yeah, this is because this is just merely racism. They're always using and throwing out the race card, the victims, and then, oh, well, we have to help them. We have to do this, that. It's like, okay, yeah, it's good to help people, but it's not good to help people when your own house is falling apart, bursting into flame. No, you got to take care of your own citizens and everything, whatever race they shall be, But we're just giving handouts to everyone around the world with USAID and with this in our home country. And it's what the fuck is going on? To put it plainly. So we're finding out. Luckily, there's people that are raising the awareness and stuff like that. But let's dive into this a little bit more again.
right here we have all this paperwork. And how are you getting all this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is through my own research. And then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many, many years. And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state Capitol.
All this paperwork right here, what are we looking at?
The areas of fraud that I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a childcare not far from here in Minneapolis that has two childcares listed at the same address. And together, they're licensed supposedly for 120 children. I have never seen a single child there ever, and I've been by that place at least 100 times.
These Somalians, these groups are setting up these daycares, these childcare centers, getting money from the government, but there's no kids.
No kids. Never at any of them. They're all fraught with violations.
Oh, but he's just another white racist, MAGA person, right? That just hates all immigrants, hates black and brown people, right? That's what they try to frame it as, in a broad brushstroke. They're gonna say that, but that's being a racist, an assumption itself. You don't know. His stepdaughter, daughter, some sort of family could be black or brown or something like that. But they're just gonna try to frame that because that's how they keep the narrative divided and the American population, the world divided at large.
And even though they have these violations, they're still in operation and they're still getting money. And it's millions of dollars for every one of them every year.
And who's getting the money? And where are they getting the money from?
So we have a thing called CCAP. It's a blend of federal and state money. The bottom line is it's taxpayer money, so it's state money and it's federal money. And the problem is the people at the state of Minnesota are the ones writing the checks. This is kind of the maddening thing is you have daycare, so you have adult daycare, and then you have child care, and then you have health care. And a lot of these same names keep coming up on all of these different types of businesses. And then, of course, we have the transportation. A lot of those same names appear, a lot of the same addresses. There's one building that has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address. There's another building in St. Paul that has 22 Somali healthcare businesses at the same address.
And the government knows about this.
The government knows, they're writing the checks. Yeah, the Democrats over there just writing the checks. What has happened is that.
And if people are going to say, no, this ain't happening, all this ain't happening, we'll just look at on SNAP, EBT, and so many other social services programs, which we need a social safety net in this country. But to just abuse it and to let it be abused, people are just going to naturally take what they can, especially people that aren't, heritage Americans, people that just come here, they're going to look for any handout they can get, but the government has an ulterior motive for doing that. They're going to try to get more voters on their side. They're going to try to convince people of this certain social justice issue that they need to be aware of or join in for like every month. And all these things, and it's like, what really is going on? What's really unraveling? I don't know. It's just fascinating how deep the rot within American government, society, and culture is. But here, I want to skip ahead a little bit. Let's get to the juicy part.
I'm Jennifer Garner, and I'm teaming up with Save the Children to build a better world for kids. In the U.S. and around the globe, millions.
Somali daycare.
I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your curry.
Because of my color. You said you're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah. No.
But
No.
You said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now, they're all getting mad because he's showing the paperwork of this business being registered as a business. 74 children, no children. We saw one child when the lady opened up the door. So now they're all getting mad.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Ask the owner and the kids.
Well, then why are you talking for the owner if you're telling me to talk to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
Do you have a child here?
No.
Does anybody?
No.
Where are the 74 kids? Did you lose them? Did you lose these kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to issue an Amber Alert for missing children? Are these children missing? It's not my business that children are missing. 74 infants and toddlers, preschool.
The proof's right there. There's no children anywhere.
It's from the state of Minnesota right here.
And these are the same people, such as Ilhan Omar, which will raise a Somalian flag and say that America is a terrible and racist country and everything like that. They're so proud and patriotic to be from Somalia while bashing America, and all the rights and the fraud that's allowed you, which is like mind-boggling, But then the Somali immigrant community has been saying, oh yeah, we have like not only helped Minnesota, but we've allowed it to thrive and prosper like it never thrived or prospered before since the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Like it wasn't great then. And now it's nearly unrecognizable. Go to Dearborn, Michigan, where they're naming streets after terrorists, and Al-Qaeda and stuff like that. Or like the mayor just like yelled out, who's either like a priest about that issue. He's like, yeah, you can go leave then if you don't like it. It's like, yeah, like this really raises questions about assimilation in a modern Western country.
I think we're moving on to the next location. Have a good day. As we continue to show the blatant fraud that was taking place here in Minnesota, Somalis started following us around the city. And now we're being followed by the Somalis. This is another daycare center, absolutely no signage, and there's no footprints in the snow of children playing outside. $5 million within the past
5.9 million in 2 years. 5.9 million they received in 2 years. That facility right there.
And now we have a group of Somalis telling us in our vehicle right now. From this daycare center, we headed over to the infamous Quality Learning Center, which actually spells Quality Leering Center on the outside of their sign. That's how blatant this fraud is here.
Yeah, it's like that's definitive proof right there of fraud. And they don't even know how to educate kids because they don't have any education themselves of English or anything American culture. But then also the update, they actually did just change it like yesterday to be Learning Center, which is super funny. Why would they care, if it has, I don't know, if it was totally like legit.
At this daycare.
Don't open up!
So this is Quality Leering Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open up!
They said they spelt learning wrong.
open up!
This part's
How do you have
funny.
ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up! We have ice!
And what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up!
and getting $4 million
Don't
over
open
the
up! It's ice!
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away!
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away!
Are you in favor of that?
Go away!
You know where
You're
the-
not welcome here!
Are you-
It's always these same little cat ladies, older cat ladies that have like nothing going on. They just want to like infantilize minorities in order to like get that like maternal instinct, caretaking instinct out, and that's partly what led to feminism and like the destruction of a lot of cultural, social values within this country. But here's a total microcosm, an example of it.
Shame on you!
Are you in favor of $1.9 million going illegally,
Don't open up!
fraudulently to this business that has quality learning center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up!
They're just so.
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are, you don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up! It's ice!
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children right here at this building, but there's no one here. This is a child daycare
Minnesota
center.
says 99 children. Paid $1.9 million this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away? Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota. Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley.
So she didn't even know who they were, but she's just coming at him like this. That's so weird. Get a life.
Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
Where?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child, you've never seen daycare.
I haven't seen anybody in here.
We're gonna educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelled learning wrong. They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
99 children.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None at all. None.
This year they got 1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know, where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the children?
I don't see them. I've been here since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that here.
seen a child here.
No, not at all.
And so you've
8
never
years.
seen a child here for 8 years.
Nope, not at all.
And how does that make you feel knowing that this place is receiving
Disgusting.
$1.9 million?
Disgusting. I mean, what the hell? They stealing the money. That's a federal grant too. That's, if they get caught for that's a federal offense.
You give an inch and they take a mile, right?
I know. I studied law.
And do you think Tim Walz should go to jail for all the fraud that he's enabled here in his state?
That's him doing this? Well, heck yeah. He's got to be held accountable for this. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason what's going on here. It's simple. It's nothing there. It's a parking lot.
And look, they even spelled learning wrong on their sign for a place that's supposed to be educating children.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, who runs it? Who supposedly runs it?
Somalians.
Oh my God.
Skip ahead a little bit right now.
I'm doing this for the
Why waste another summer not loving your body?
With Base 44, we turn that question into a successful business.
Diamonds all the time.
people of Minnesota. I don't make a dime off all this time I've spent on this. I put my life at risk several times, but I'm determined to see this through and to correct what is wrong, what is evil.
Here at Future Leaders Early Learning Center, this building received over $3 million. Hello, how are you? I would like to see if I could bring little Joey, my son little Joey here. Is there paperwork or can I check out the daycare? No? Why can't I check out the daycare?
Martin's not here.
Okay, but if can I get paperwork or anything to submit my son little Joey to come in here to daycare? We'd really like to put Joey in this daycare. We've heard great things.
Business card?
No, I would like your business card actually.
You talk to your manager.
Okay, can I speak with somebody? Where are the children at? Are there children here today?
No.
No children.
Yes.
Why are there no children?
Two of Mexico.
Would my son little Joey have friends to play with here?
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
Because he doesn't look alike, right?
No friends for little Joey.
Not the right culture.
Dang it. Well, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
So, little Joey would not be accepted to that daycare.
Joey's still homeless.
Joey's still looking for daycare. And because little Joey couldn't get into a daycare, we went to an autism center, as they have been popping up everywhere as a rise of autism has occurred here in Minnesota because of the government funds that they're receiving. I tried to check my son Joey into an autism center. We've been going to a lot of these daycare centers. We're trying to find a spot for our little boy Joey, but we thought maybe we could check him in the autism center because none of the daycare centers are open. Yeah, and how many kids do you guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
Like more than 5?
Probably, yeah.
Probably, so you don't really know. What do you
But they're getting like 2.5 million funding, right?
guys think about like the fraud that's been labeled on the autism centers here? What do you guys do think about the fraud, or how come the autism centers are popping up?
I can't answer you.
What news? Are you a news reporter?
My name's Nick. We're doing a little documentary trying to find little Joey a spot to put himself in one of these centers here, because there's
So why are you asking us about
the fraud.
and stuff like that?
Yeah, because we want to make sure we're going to a legit business if we're going to bring our little boy Joey here.
This is not a Joey spot. Yeah. But that's our number. But this is we can't let you guys in. So.
Okay, thank you. So once again, little Joey, he can't even go to date.
They're not even trying to be let in. They're just trying to ask questions and stuff like that. But they're even like barely willing to talk to them, right? Because they know they're not the right culture, faith, and ethnicity, skin color. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in for that. You know, I'm glad we got to take a look at all the fraud that's going on. And that's just a microcosm, a little microcosm of what's going on throughout the country and the world at large. You know, the abuse of American and Western generosity throughout the globe, especially in our own home turf. And it's just crazy. It's really radical what's going on. Hopefully something gets done about it. Hopefully my hope and the, independent of MAGA, America First, is that if anyone's truly America First, that we would hope to hold people accountable, because only then, when people are held accountable, can shit actually start to get done. You know, Tim Waltz is like gonna be under serious investigation, or be like, either thrown in jail or for a trial or something like that, and see what happens. Or Ilhan Omar is gonna be under attack or be under scrutinized. Hopefully something goes beyond just mere words, right? And that's what we're all hoping for, that there's hopefully some sort of improvement when people can kind of get to the bottom of the truth. But, usually, as they always say, nothing ever happens. So we'll find out if something really does happen. I'm really got my hopes up. Fingers crossed. All right. You guys have a nice one. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.